Imagine an unseen attacker attempting to log into your personal bank account. They didn't guess your password or use a software exploit to crack it. They acquired it legitimately through a data breach or by tricking you into entering it on a deceptive website. When they type it in, the password is correct, but the system still stops them. They are completely blocked from the account. This illustrates a shift in digital security. Possessing a correct secret is no longer enough to guarantee access to an identity. In the earlier years of the internet, a single password was accepted as absolute proof of a user's identity. The problem is that passwords are just secrets, and human beings are poorly equipped to keep secrets secure over long periods. We reuse the same phrases across different platforms, and even when we are careful, massive corporate data breaches can leak those credentials to the public. Targeted phishing attacks exploit this vulnerability by simply tricking people into handing over their passwords willingly. Because these credentials are so easily compromised, modern systems must operate under the assumption that a password has already been stolen. Multi-factor authentication, or MFA, is the technology that stopped the attacker in our opening scenario. It works by replacing a single point of failure with multiple independent demands for proof. Consider the security protocol of a high-stakes corporate building. An employee badge might be enough to get you through the front door and into the lobby, but reaching the central vault requires a different, more specific form of proof. One layer is never enough for total trust. On the internet, a correct password only gets an attacker through that first digital door. The first factor is something you know, like a password. The second factor is something you have, requiring a physical object, like a smartphone receiving a passcode. The third factor is something you are, a biological identifier like a fingerprint. Major tech companies and financial institutions combine these factors to create a layered defense. Our attacker failed because while they possessed the knowledge, the password, they lacked the physical device and the specific biology of the account owner. MFA forces a remote digital attacker to overcome a localized physical barrier, which makes stolen secrets far less useful. While multi-factor authentication significantly raises the difficulty of a successful breach, it is not an invincible shield. Attackers can use prompt bombing, where they flood a user with approval requests until the user clicks approve to stop the notifications. There is also SIM swapping, where an attacker hijacks a user's phone number to intercept their second-factor codes. Even with these risks, the effort and resources required to execute these attacks are much higher than simply buying a stolen password on the dark web. Despite its limitations, MFA is drastically safer than relying on a password alone. A password only proves what you know, whereas MFA proves who you are. That minor annoyance of an approval notification or a fingerprint prompt is an active defense mechanism protecting your digital life. A password might get an attacker past the perimeter, but MFA is the second door slamming shut in their face.